Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Jujutsu no Kaisen, or you could call it Sorcery Fight, which is on episode 5. Anyways, this episode right here looks like to me it was just a continuation of what happened in last week's episode, obviously, but we have to it that Sukana or whatever his name is, sorry for pronouncing it wrong or saying it wrong, ends up showing up behind Fushiguro or something, and he ends up having a little small talk with him, and later on he decides to rip out Itadori's heart, saying like, if the kid ends up switch with me, he's gonna die anyway. So, anyways, let's do this. And we have to it that Fushiguro ends up having to summon two of his familiars or whatever they're called, which is like a Orochi and a bird to help him out, but unfortunately for Fushiguro, they did not stand a chance against him, and even when he's trying to do his best to handle his own against Sukana or something, he ends up being beaten by him pretty badly. I mean, the way how Sukana was just beating the heck out of him, it was like pretty ruthless, man. Well, that's who he is, you know. But that aside, we have to it that Fushiguro ends up remembering something after the Sukana ends up asking him, "Hey, so what's up, man? Why are you trying to save this kid? He's not even worth anything to you, so what's the deal?" And we have too that Fushiguro ends up remembering something of his backstory a long time ago, you know? We have to it that there was some girl that he knows named Sumiki, who was a good girl, but she was still cursed, you know? Even so, he remembers of how the justice system works, and it's really upsetting how it doesn't really fit well with a lot of people, you know? And that we have to it, we get to know the reason behind Fushiguro's reason to fight against curses and all that. So he's doing his best to save people unequally, maybe because he just if it's just a few, he could at least do that and not have any regrets, you know? As he gets ready to fight against Sukana, we have to Sukana likes his pose and stance here and there, and we have to it that he stops midway after talking to Itadori, who apparently regains control of his body, but unfortunately for him, without his heart, you know, he ends up falling over dead. And we have too that we see a couple curses talking to someone in a robe or something, which might be related to possibly something else. Whatever the case may be, Gojo Sensei ends up coming back from his trip and sees Itadori's body dead, you know, and he's really upset about this, that he should kill all the higher ups because of them doing this behind his back and having to make him really, really upset, you know, which I can understand why. We have to it that that there's some woman in brown hair, whatever her name is. Her name is let's see here. Hold on, give me a moment. Her name is Ieri-san, who wants to look at Itadori's body for a bit, and we had two that Fushiguro and then Kugisaki talk about Itadori, and even though she said she did not care much about Itadori, the way how she's kind of somewhat sad, wiggling her mouth or something, shows that despite even knowing him for only a short while, he was somewhat of a fun guy. But that aside, we get to see some second classmen, which is Zenin Senpai, and then a Panda Senpai, and let's see here, Inumaki Senpai. Zenin Senpai is known to be the best of all students wielding cursed tools, you know, while Inumaki Senpai is good at using cursed speech, you know. And Panda Senpai, I don't know who he is, but there's another guy that Fushiguro says he respects most of the time, which is Okotsu, but apparently he's somewhere else right now. And these three, Zenin Senpai, Inumaki, and the Panda, end up asking Fushiguro and Kugisaki to participate in the Kyoto Sister School Exchange event. She said, "What's that, you know? If it's Smash Bros, I won't lose if it's the Wii version." I'm like, oh my gosh, man. That is so old school, man. Whoever remembers playing Smash Brawl on the Wii, man, that was the stuff back then, and funny things. That aside, we have to that there's gonna be a 3-man team involving about fighting against other jujutsu sorcerers, you know, and there'll be a second day of individual battles, and then pretty much this event whatsoever, it's gonna involve fighting other jujutsu sorcerers, you know. And we have to it that these three Zenin Senpai, Kumisaki, and the Panda says, hey, we'll train you up to a point that you won't get killed, alright? And we have to, there's something about the Winter Blues. The Winter Blues disrupt automatic nerves, May Blues, blah, blah, blah. But they be busy, but, they be helping out. And we have to that Kugisaki and Fushiguro says, you know what, we'll take on this deal. But, however, if it's something that lost our interest, we're quitting right away. You got it? And he said, yeah, no problem. We got no issue with that. Eventually, we see some curses talking to the same guy that seemed to be like, what? I don't know. But they're asking for help how to win or something, and that we could do whatever we wish. And the guy ends up having to tell the cursed person, I'm sorry, I don't know who the guy's name is. All I know is he has a scarred forehead that looks like it got cut open, and he looks like to me he's the only one talking to the curses while everyone else is unable to see them, And of course, these curses were made from human negative emotions, and of course, the guy gives him some advice on what to do, okay? Here's what you do in order to win. First, you need to take down a man that's known as the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer. That's Gojo Satoru. You have to render him incapable of fighting. The second is to get Roman Sakuna and Itadori Yuji on your side. And we have one of the cursed guys says to the other guy, hey, isn't he dead though? He says, I don't know if he's really dead or not, And we get to see a little scene where Sakuna or Sakuna, whatever his name is, ends up saying, hey man, don't go entering without without my permission, you brat, and ends up smiling, There's some funny stuff after a post-credits, which I don't really seem very fond of. I go whatever, whatsoever. And we get to see some different preview of an episode where we get to see many people training and Itadori Yuji having to face Sakuna and possibly get back his body, And next episode is called After Rain, Anyways, this episode right here involves Fushiguro having to face Sakuna or Sukuna and having to hold out for a bit, and then Itadori Yuji takes over and ends up dying, and then we get to see Fushiguro and Kugisaki given an opportunity to participate in the event, and they'll get trained up by their second-year upperclassmen, which is Zenin Senpai, Inumasaki, and then the Panda. The third year, apparently, I heard in this episode, just got suspended, so guess that's out of the picture, and they're asking Kugisaki and Fushiguro to participate, and they agreed to do so. But if they find it uninteresting, they're dropping out, which they have no problem. They agree upon that. So yeah, and Sukuna having to tell Itadori Yuji or someone like Itadori Yuji, hey, don't go entering my mind without permission, you brat. And then preview the next episode is called After Rain. So don't know what's really bound to happen, but Fushiguro and Kugisaki are gonna try to get stronger for themselves and for other people. So we'll have to see. So yeah, really sucks with Itadori Yuji, but I'm afraid he's not dead yet. Even his heart gets torn out, But that aside, we'll have to see. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. All right, peace out. Bye bye. Toot-toot.